Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between ArminvB versus Cechi. This game taking place here on, well, Northern Isle. Cechi spawning as the yellow undead on the bottom left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, ArminvB spawning as the red orc over here on the top right. Gonna go ahead and speed things up to 2 times speed, or in the 2 minute mark, just to get things underway. Looks like it's gonna be Farseer Headhunters going up against Death Knight Ghouls. Pretty standard matchup in this current meta. 2 minute mark now reached as the Death Knight gonna come out, only picks up a Rod of Necromancy, doesn't do any crazy shenanigans such as selling that Scroll of Town Portal, as it looks as though the Death Knight is going to go ahead and try and engage against some of these Murlocs here, only with the help of skeletal minions. So Cechi very aggressive on the creeping side here, allowing for the ghouls to stay back and try and harvest more lumber. Back over here on the top right hand side of the map, ArminvB opening up, waiting to get a couple of headhunters before he really makes his way out, using only spirit wolves to get going. Coming back across here, Farseer just aggroing all of these creeps once more, pulling them so that he does not end up getting creep jacked by the Death Knight, who is now coming up along the map. Alright, Death Knight now already making its way across here. How much damage or what is going to be going down here? Sentry Ward's quickly going to be picked up. Spirit Wolves now going to go ahead and be retrained there. Another Murloc going to get taken down. And finally, one more Murloc going to get taken down right there. Level 2 just not enabled yet. Hi, Wyzon. How good day to you as well. Hopefully you're having a great day as a Death Knight, well, being just pulled away just a little bit more as the Spirit Wolves are getting in some damage. Meanwhile, Murloc on the backside here down to 36 hit points as the skeletal minions could end up getting taken down. Nope, there's a resummoning of the Spirit Wolves, and there goes level 2 on that Farseer. Level 2 Farseer, Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3. Death Knight still sitting only at level 1, didn't creep out nearly as much, as it does have a couple of, well, corpses nearby. A frog gonna go ahead and spawn up 2 additional skeletal warriors. Coming back through, Farseer Headhunters now making their way. Death Knight heading off back to the north. Undead versus Orc, they're just trying to get a good feel for each other so far. Death Knight looking to make its way off to the north, perhaps put in a little bit of pressure until it really gets that power spike with that Lich at tier 2 and then at tier 3 as well with that Orb of Corruption. Sentry Ward mirroring their placement to try and stop the other, as we're looking at this Headhunters now going to try and engage. So far though, Spirit Wolves, this looks as though, yep, that Spirit Ward is going to get taken down as well. Another Sentry Ward placed down to replace that one. Is the Death Knight of Cechi gonna try and do that again? No, it does not look like it, as there is already a Spirit Ward off over here to the north. Mass Headhunter is gonna make short work of that Acolyte, or rather that Acolyte is gonna fall on his, well, wake up some creeps to try and get taken down. Death Knight gonna be coming in from behind, but that is a large amount of Headhunters already, and that amount of Headhunters can really poke apart a good amount of damage on that Death Knight, especially since he doesn't have Unholy Aura for that faster movement speed or better regeneration. Cechi, as in Czech Republic. All right, Cechi. So Cechi coming back across here. Dark Ranger as the counter. All right, so Cechi opening up with the countering with the Dark Ranger instead of the Lich. Dark Ranger does have access to silence, but right now Black Arrows on a go versus a go wide army of mass Headhunters may come back to really eventually start overpowering ArminvB. Cechi going to have a little bit of problems here as his army is separated from his own hero, as a skeletal minion gets taken down right there. Cechi. All right. And well, one of the reasons why so difficult to pronounce everything is they're just so trying to well, follow the English pronunciation rules for all Romanized letters. Just doesn't always work. Yeah, Cechi? Yeah. Anyways, gonna go back around. Headhunter's gonna go ahead and try and engage here. Dark Ranger gonna try and get a Black Arrow off. Does not. Headhunter down to 300 or 72 hit points, as the Farseer now trying to put pressure onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now trying to retreat back, as the Shadow Hunter going to be the second hero instead of the Tauren Chieftain. All right, ArminvB opting to go for a Shadow Hunter second instead of a Tauren Chieftain. Going to be coming out bringing a bit of healing as well. And we may be looking at Hex. Yes, it is going to be Hex to try and shut down those enemy heroes. Farseer now making their way back across here. Mass Headhunters are here. Tech to Tier 3 is already beginning to get that additional 100 hit points on those Berserkers. Coming back through, Shadowhunter is going to go ahead and, well, clear things up right here. Ice Troll Warlord going to get taken down. Healthstone going to get picked up as we're looking at, well, a Shadowhunter trying to get to level 2 here. Farseer dropping some additional Spirit Wolves and then backing away to give extra experience. Meanwhile, Cechi is looking to, well, move out across the map, and really that lack of Unholy Aura changing things up here, as the damage could have been done onto the Death Knight. Perhaps some Spirit Wolf damage, followed by no Spirit Wolves as it is still on cooldown, followed by Chain Lightning for that sudden burst of damage here. Instead, the army is just going to rotate their way over. Shadowhunter sitting at level 2, now going to be making their way in. Death Knight has to be careful. He's going to have a giant target on his back already as he does get to level 2. All right, Spirit Wolves trying to engage here. Death Coil does find that target as the Crypt Fiend, well, gets a new chance on, I guess, death, as the undead Crypt Fiend now looking to back away. Mass Headhunters coming across over here. There's a quick Hex going down, making sure that, well, the Death Knight is literally too chicken to try and get a Death Coil off to steal that bit of experience. He, not Chi. Chehi? Ah, never mind. Che. Chi? Chai? CHI is chai to me, right? Because it's an open vowel. Chehi? Chehai? Chehai. Chehi. Right? Like it's an open I, right? So if you're following like English pronunciations, it's an open, right? It's an open vowel, right? If Chehi. And then CH is also a common blend. Anyways, coming back around, Crypt Fiend's gonna get ensnared. Raiders joining in on this battle. Headhunters continuing to put its pressure here as a Hex goes down onto the Death Knight once again. Healing Wave, and suddenly the Shadowhunter is only a ranged unit as it no longer has enough mana. Why not Orc versus Undead? It is Orc. Yeah. Alright, coming back through, Farseer going to continue to engage. Headhunters trying to poke their way through as well. Farseer does get up to level 3. Level 2 Spirit Wolves now out here on the battlefield with that critical strike. Going to cause some problems as the Dark Ranger gets up to level 2. 41 supply compared to 49. Both sides fighting their way through. Headhunters being forced to retreat back. And really the Dark Ranger strategy to try and build up an army of skeletal minions hasn't really started to come into play yet, as we now are starting to see them finally out onto the battlefield. But these are only lesser Dark Minions, and the lesser Dark Minions just simply don't have enough hit points to, well, absorb from those ranged Berserkers. Berserkers already out here onto the battlefield here. Tauren Chieftain as that third hero. And it looks as though the Lich is also going to be benefiting from having plenty of units to use Dark Ritual on. Meanwhile, a Lich pulling back some aggro here. Tracker going to try and get taken down. Farseer trying to get that final shot off. Does have perhaps a little bit for Chain Lightning. Who gets the experience? Farseer gets the item though. Claws of Attack +9. And it looks like the experience did go to the Lich and the Death Knight, as the Death Knight still shy of level 3. Coming back off to the north, Chehi gonna go ahead and clear out this creep camp off to the north here. Tauren Chieftain, Healthstone, Shadowhunter gets up to level 3, level 1, going up against level 2, level 1. Coming back off to the north here, Lich does get up to level 2. Is it going to be going for Frost Armor first? Yes, it does. Going for utility before going for that additional mana, as well as the Dark Ranger now makes its way off to the north. Null Overseer now looking to back, trying to chase and push back this Death Knight. Death Knight really wants to get up to level 3, but if afraid of the Tauren Chieftain Stomp and that Hex combination. If you remember, a year back during this time, Hex Stomp stun lock onto heroes was a very popular common strategy, as Scroll of Speed now being used to try and chase down some units. Alright, more engagement here. Tauren Chieftain hasn't really used some stomps as of yet, as silence goes down onto the Tauren Chieftain. Alright, units coming back off to the top right here. It looks like as a Pocket Great Hall was used in order to get a little bit of, or to fast build an expansion, as this one well, I don't believe it actually caught sight of the Great Hall right there. It's going to be absolutely key whether or not Armin is able to, well, keep his opponent at bay, as ArminvB now going in with, well, it should be Endurance Aura, for some reason not grabbing it just quite yet. Meanwhile, Undead looking to clear out this Goblin Laboratory creep camp over here to the bottom, or the central bottom right. And still, without Endurance Aura, I am still a bit shocked. The Endurance Aura represents a good amount of mobility and a damage increase, as the Berserkers all attack that much faster. Tauren Chieftain with Stomp there as well. We are looking at 3-3-2 going up against 3-3-2 armies of both Cechi and ArminvB are about the same, as the Skeletal Minion does this time scout out this Great Hall. No expansions established up for Cechi at all, as a major battle taking place here. All right, Crypt Fiends looking to engage Headhunters and being forced to back up here. Skeletal Minions, the Dark Minions, the level 2 Black Arrows starting to, well, be able to get in some normal damage here. Raiders are trying to engage. One Raider gets taken down. Frost Armor coupled with Death Coil, keeping that unit alive there. Tauren Chieftain throws in a Stomp. There's a Dust of Appearance. Thank you for the follow, as the Death Knight continuing this battle once more. Units are trying to back away. Chain Lightning trying to rip through, as the Death Knight with Frost Armor slowing things down. In comes another Stomp once again, as the Headhunters and Raiders have to play this very careful game. All right, Death Knight could be in trouble. Does have a Scroll of Town Portal. Is we going to see a Stomp in time? No, we do not see a Stomp, because it was not needed. Death Knight falls at level 3, and Cechi is gonna be in trouble. He is against the ropes with no way to end this fight except for walking out of this battle. No Scroll of Speed, as the Tauren Chieftain still continuing to chase after all of these units. All right, decides not to give chase, as Armin taking a major advantage here, but does not get to level 3 on that Tauren Chieftain, and the Death Knight most likely will be resurrected at the tavern here. Cechi looking to rebound after the loss of the Death Knight, sitting at 47 supply compared to 55. There is 2 bases to 1. If the battle goes long, the game is going to be going well for ArminvB. Cechi trying to close the door, shut the door here, but maybe forced to go in an all-in, well, when he is slightly behind still. Raider's going to try and engage Tauren Chieftain with a beautiful Stomp. Death Coil is trying to save the Crypt Fiend. Will do that, and losing a couple of Berserkers in that back line, as we're going to be looking at Black Arrows. No, Berserker ends up staying alive, but now out comes a Skeletal Minion. Level 2 Skeletal Minions do deal normal damage, and that normal damage does add up quite quickly against all of this medium armor Berserkers and Raiders. Dust of Appearance coming back around. Crypt Fiends trying to hide themselves in the stand, but unable to do so. 57 supply compared to 44. Tauren Chieftain not having enough mana, still sitting at level 2. Farseer sitting at level 3. Shadowhunter sitting at level 3, as a Crypt Fiend does end up getting taken down. All of the range units in the back are kind of rotating into position here, as another beautiful Death Coil saving another Crypt Fiend there, as the Destroyer finally taking to the skies, as he has he has no more mana in that Obsidian statue form. Burrow on a Crypt Fiend. Dust of Appearance, another Crypt Fiend getting taken down. Level 4, level 4, level 3. Level 3 Tauren Chieftain has enough for another Stomp here in just a moment, and may be able to close out the door here in just a second. However, we are looking at the Black Arrows and the Dark Rangers starting to really create a large army for Cechi, and the Skeletal Minions are quite annoying. 40 supply compared to 46, but it doesn't count all of these Skeletal Minions, as the Destroyer is able to devour magic and pick up some of those Dire Wolves as well. All right, it looks as many of those Skeletal Minions have been taken down or are currently low on hit points. Obsidian Statues trying to finish things off. Death Knight is going to go for a Death Coil there. No, doesn't bother with it at all, as we're going to be looking at another unit trying to get taken down, and it looks like it will be able to get away down to 7 hit points, finally getting taken down there. All right, Destroyers continuing the battle. 43 supply compared to 46. Armin starting to lose that upper hand advantage here, as the Tauren Chieftain continuing to fight its way through, burrowing on those Crypt Fiends, trying to stay alive just a little while longer, as the Skeletal Minions are going to continue to pop up here, causing and representing a lot more damage. Cechi still a bit behind here, 41 supply compared to 49. There are 2 Obsidian Statues. Obsidian Statues may try to back away here, down to 28 hit points. 1 Headhunter shot will finish it off, and I think that is going to go ahead and take it down there. Meanwhile, Death Knight continuing to battle it up. Micro on those Obsidian Statues, not quite enough, as the Skeletal Minions are still trying to chase after a couple of those Raiders. 2 Obsidian Statues down, and suddenly Cechi is in a bit of trouble. He was microing that battle absolutely beautifully, but finally ending up falling a bit behind as the Death Knight no longer has infinite amount of mana because of those Obsidian statues. All right, Death Coil, which hero is he going to save? Saves the Dark Ranger, Squirrel Town Portal, trying to back away to live and fight another day's Crypt Fiend, going to back away here. And that all-in fight actually much closer than I thought it was going to be. There was a hero level advantage for the Orc, economic advantage, closer proximity, so reinforcements were coming in much more quickly for the Orc as well, but the skeletal minions were really making their presence felt in that fight here. Obsidian statue now back out here onto the battlefield, a little bit more experience needed. Perhaps the Lich can get up to level 4, and once you have level 4, you can start eating up some of those skeletal minions with Dark Ritual to gain a bit of mana. All right, Overlord Arachnid going to get taken down. It looks as though the Lich may not get to level 4 if the Dark Ranger and the Death Knight still stay nearby. Are we going to be starting to see perhaps an unsummoning of these buildings here? No, not quite yet. There's still 5 minutes left of mining ready to go as we're going to have the Dire Wolf now come back around. And, well, where is it? Perhaps going to try and go, perhaps finish off that low hit point Ghoul. Ghoul trying, well, nope. It looks as though that Wolf wasn't going to try and do anything there. Dark Ranger now back out here. Perhaps going to try and pick up a Scroll of Protection, maybe even. You have Scroll of Protection there. No Scrolls of Healing, though, as the units are getting ready to move on out. Lich has plenty of mana. Voodoo Lounge being placed down, and here we are, a battle. Orc not very far by or far away, and going to go ahead and go up for an engagement. Crypt Fiend's going to try and engage. Frost Nova going to slow things down. Tauren Chieftain with a massive stomp right at the start of the fight, and this game may be over, or this fight may be over before it really begins, as the Tauren Chieftain able to just open up the floodgates on damage. Berserkers continuing the flight. Couple of, rear damage there as, Cechi is still in a bit of trouble. Another stomp, this time hitting even the same number of units once more. Lich could be in trouble. There's another Death Coil for the save. However, Hex going to be a problem as the Death Knight ends up losing his companion, the Lich. A beautiful game played by ArminvB as things started to tip in his favor after that early Death Knight kill. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Catch you next time.